What's up, everybody? Aaron with Why We Love Horror, and Aaron and Wine's back for the second to last letter in our alphabet of horror challenge, or whatever you want to call this. Today, I've watched a lot of the Y movies, and we're at You Might Be the Killer from 2018. Yes, that's Franz Kranz, however you say his name, Marty from Cabin in the Woods. He's featured on the intro here, so I figured we finally do a movie of his. Why not? And Allison Hannigan from American Pie, the Flute Girl. And other things I know. You Might Be the Killer is about a camp counselor who, in the middle of his camp being massacred, calls his best friend, who is Randy from Scream, essentially. Allison Hannigan. She works at a video store even. Her name is Chuck. And Chuck kind of just walks Franz's character through all of the, what to expect in a horror movie at Sam. So Sam and Chuck. Sam's the guy. This movie is, to borrow a word from John, it's kind of filler, unfortunately. It's one that if you've got to watch a Y movie and you've watched a lot of Y movies, you might watch, which is the situation I was in. Or if you've watched all of the, horror comedies, you've watched all the Tucker and Dales of the world, you've watched the Cabin in the Woods, you've watched the, the Behind the Mask, you watched all whatever, you might want to get to this movie. It's just all right. The kills overall are pretty decent. There's a lot of gore. They give away the killer earlier in the movie here, which is, I think, their way of trying to be a little bit different. But it's just I don't know how many times I can kind of be taught all the tropes of horror and things like that, and just have the meta genre nerd stuff. It's just by 2018 it had run its course, and now watching in 2026 it's really run its course. It kind of has a similar vibe to Hell of a Summer, which came out last year, which I believe came out last year and was one of my least favorite movies of the year. Hell of a Bummer is what I called it. Yeah. I just think this movie is very obvious with its humor. It's kind of obvious with its clever meta aspects to it. I like Allison Hannigan's character overall, as Chuck, and there's some funny moments. I thought Franz Kranz as Sam kind of nailed it in. And overall it tries to be different. I think this is finally going to be our review that makes the 420 mark. So let's get to the review, or the ratings. Yeah, if anything, underlining with this movie makes it a little worse, because you're going to think of funnier jokes in your stoned mind than this movie ends up saying, to be honest with you. 2.5 leaves here. One of my lower ratings on this entire run of this program. And it is what it is. I'm not going to spend a lot of time hammering home about Brett Simmons directed You Might Be the Killer, but I think there's a reason that Husk and Animal and this were the only movies by Brett Simmons in his career. It's not great, but we have a great director at the end of the alphabet here. One of my favorites, Lucio Fulci. If you don't like him, you can fuck yourself, because we're covering Zombie Flesh Eater 2, also known as Zombie 3. Join us next week. Here's what's coming up.